Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Barbara. Thank you for joining my live. Nice to see you. Um, I'd like to get started, but I don't know how many people I have. It's telling me 0, but someone just joined the room. So I did start doing some research because I started making some friends here on TikTok, and we have a lot of weird things going on in America. A lot of weird things. See, back when I was younger, we used to be able to trust our government to actually tell the truth. And then we started hearing people talk about how 9/11 wasn't real. Um, and about how, they thought that the fact that the towers came down wasn't real. And I always thought, well, that's odd that they would say something like that, but I never really looked into it. But the fact of the matter is that the government has been lying to us for a long time. And this isn't the first time. And uh, as a matter of fact, I had no idea that the United States was responsible for this war in Syria. And I had no idea. I started to look into things because I was sort of, trying to help them because they're very poor. They're very poor and they're starving a lot of times, or they have very little money. And I have this big, huge heart. I just have this big, huge heart, especially for people that are poor. Okay, and so I started looking into it, and one of them mentioned to me that it was the U.S. was the reason why they were in this predicament. And so I started looking into it and listening to some other broadcasts and stuff and realized that we are the reason. The U.S., I mean, not the people, but the U.S. is the reason that they're in that predicament. And our our leaders, which you would call leaders, need to stop what they're doing, because what we have now is, they're basically attacking them for being Muslim. Do you remember when George W. Bush came on and said that our problem is the Muslims? But everybody that I know of thinks that what happened during the 9/11 was not true. I haven't made up my mind yet on that, but the fact is that our government's been lying to us for a long time, and it's very sad. It's very sad. We have been killing Muslims, but you know what? Muslims, sorry, Muslims are children of Abraham just like Christians are. Muslims are children of Abraham. We're brothers and sisters. And just because we don't believe the same thing and we don't believe the same way doesn't mean that it's okay to murder. The Bible says, "Thou shalt not murder." So it is our responsibility to not do those things. And now we're over here in Ukraine and we're murdering. We're murdering. Not us, the people. But look at what we're involved in. They tried to take Assad out. I have no idea what's going on with that. They tried to take Assad out in Syria and install a puppet government. And the Syrians are still being blown up for it. They're humans. They're human beings. Don't you understand that? These people are human beings and they're starving. They're humans. And so now we're over there in Ukraine and we're having all this war, and our government saying, oh, guess what? We don't care if you die. It's a nuclear war. We don't care if you die. What the hell? First, we're paying our government to protect us. We have no idea what they're doing behind our backs. We're paying them to protect us or whatever. They're over here in Ukraine trying to kill the Russians. The Christian Russians, excuse me for saying so. The Orthodox Christian Russians. Don't think that I'm for Putin because I think he's part of the whole thing. You know, I don't know anything about him personally, but we're hurting the Russian Christian Orthodox, and we're murdering the Muslims over there. We're still doing it. Did you know that? Not we the people, but the government is still doing it. When they got lives going on, all people being blown up and everything. And now they're declaring a spiritual war here in America on Christian people. You know what their problem is? Their problem is people that believe in God. Their problem is people that believe in God, whether it be Jesus Christ or Allah. That's what their problem is. That's who they're after. There's been a war over there in Syria for 11 years, and they just keep on bombing them. And now here we are emptying out Ukraine into our country, and we're going to war over there, doing a puppet war for a puppet government. Well, Zelensky lives in Florida. Did you know that? He don't even live in Ukraine. He don't live there. He lives in Florida. What are we doing? We're just going to go murder people in one country, then another, then another, then another, then another, and we view ourselves as good people? I don't know who this person is and why they want to join live. We should stop murdering good people. Muslims are good people. Christians are good people. Whether you agree with pro-life or not, whether you agree with being gay or not, that's neither here nor there. We're just going around murdering everybody. Our government. We all pray to the same God except for the satanic God. We all have the same grandfather Abraham. Abraham was the father of two great nations, Christians and Muslims. And just because you don't understand them doesn't mean it's okay to murder them. We should not be murdering people. And these satanic bastards need to be removed from office everywhere. We shouldn't be murdering Russians. It's not okay. That's all.
sorry. You guys have a good one.